Hey friends, and welcome to a new episode of Is It My Team or Do I Suck? Today's contestant is Erx. Correct, Erx is a Plat 5 Sojourn player, and he thinks he belongs into Masters. And he says in his replay, "Hi Metro, I've been watching you for quite a while and really love the videos, blah blah blah, no, don't care. I was playing and talking in VC and my team was really toxic and got mad. I was doing the most in the entire team, literally carrying, and every fight I had to carry or we would lose. So hopefully you see this and please help me and tell me what I had done wrong in this game. It would really help me improve on my mistakes a lot." You can't come in here and say you're carrying every fight and then you lose. If you would have carried every fight, you would have won. You know, you're not getting healed. Okay, this then orbed you. So, Coliseum, pretty, not my favorite map in the game. I know you won, but bonus tip if you start on Coliseum. It's always good if one of the DPS takes the off angle on the right side and looks for a kill there. It's always good to look for an angle that is not your second DPS. I always say this, crossfire is insane. You're playing Sojourn Cassidy, so you definitely want to look for an angle that your second DPS is not on. And I get that someone has to push the cart, but fun fact, the robot, whatever his name is, Bob, PP, R2D2, he is not actually faster when you have more than one on cart. The reason I'm mentioning this is, you see your Zen move up, you could easily shift in and take the high ground, right? One of Sojourn's really big strengths is her relocation tooling with the shift and the jump, right? Instead, you're just sitting on cart, which, don't get me wrong, it's fine, but you're not taking proactive measures to win the fight. Instead, you're taking active measures to lose the fight by standing still in Junkrat mines. Third person perspective. I mean, you try to really hard to eat all the mines. Yum, 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 yum. If this is what you call carrying, I disagree. I think you died first and your team lost the fight for it. It's fine, happens. We go again. So, Sojourn in general, it's fine to charge up the railgun by shooting the tank. Nothing wrong with it. The more railguns you have, the more damage you can put out. But then after, you really want to look for a pick-off. And you want to make sure you hit that railgun shot on a squishy. So basically anyone but the Rhine. Who do you shoot? The Reinhardt shield, not even the Rhine, right? Wasted railgun. You don't necessarily need to go for headshots anymore. The headshot damage of the Sojourn railgun got nerfed. It doesn't one-shot by itself anymore. So it's fine to go for the body shot, but what you want to do is you look for a pick-off and you either shoot the railgun first and then a few normal bullets, primary fire, and they die, or you shoot a few primary fire bullets, and if you see someone half, you just one-shot them with the railgun, right? And you can make your job easier by using shift to look for those pick-offs. Like right there, when you shot the Rhine, you could have easily shifted to top right high ground, and maybe you look for a pick-off on, you know, one of the supports or one of the DPS. Could have carried that, didn't? You issue. Okay. You're regrouping. Your Sigma fluxes in really early. You didn't really have any follow-up, but he gets a kill for it. Actually, he gets 2 kills for it. So your Sigma just won that fight by himself, basically. Unless there's something really wrong here and you somehow end up losing this. 2 people dead to tire. I mean, it's a 2v1. You still win, right? Yeah, you still win. Easy clap. You did nothing so far. This game, I gotta be honest. I'm not trying to be toxic here, but we gotta be realistic, right? You said, I was doing the most in the entire team, literally carrying every fight. You have done nothing so far, man. Let's be realistic. When is a carry? We're 3 minutes in. Okay, so waking up the sleeping target when you... Like, you could have easily... So here, you missed... And then you start shooting again. The enemy team is still respawning. I do think it is the correct play here to shift closer. And if you're a bit closer, you can easily finish him off with a combo, a well-placed combo. In fact, you can even wait for your Ana to hit the anti on him, right? Instead, you just wake him up. And then your Ana probably starts flaming, right? You said your team is toxic? Yeah, I mean, you just let him go for free. Or you saved him. You're actually an imposter, man. 6v4. Again, like a railgun on the shield. It's not the play. Now, your Moira died. Okay. First time you went for a proactive play and went on the flank, and it almost worked. It's a risky play to rail, but if you're confident in your skill, you can probably carry that. But the reason I wanted to compliment you for that play is the first time you took an off angle, right? But it was just too late. Like, you took the off angle after 2 of your teammates were dead. If you have troubles securing kills with a railgun, there's no reason to play Sojourn. And yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what you have to do on the character to carry, right? And you said you're carrying. Haven't seen it so far. Okay. There we go. Saved. Not bad. I mean, you could have definitely avoided that. You could have definitely avoided that trap that you walked into. But I mean, you carried that fight. But it wasn't really like a hard clutch, right? You got the intro. It was, don't get me wrong, you got the intro of that fight and you won your team that fight. But it was to be expected with what you use for it, right? And again, you're spending time shooting the... You're just shooting the tank. Look at how this fight started, right? Like, yeah, your Ana dies. And yeah, you're low. And you back out now, which is fine. And you charge up the railgun. But this is where you want to look for another kill, right? You're not going to kill this Ryan. They just dropped the lamp. He's nanoed. And they have both healers alive in the back. He's not going to die. Even if he had a perfect headshot, right? He's not going to die. And now you get another charge. Right, you shift away, but you keep on shooting the Rhine instead of actually looking for other picks. And there are picks you could have gotten. Like, this Junkrat is actually very exposed with his positioning, etc. See, imagine if he had full railgun charge there. He would have died right there. Okay, at least you back out as long as you don't die here now. As you should really try to get out. As long as you don't die, this is fine. This is good. Okay. I mean, they do get forward spawn. It is unlucky. But you're like... Yeah, do you have like a hatred for tank or something? Because, I mean, I hate tank too, don't get me wrong. It's no P-roll. But like, if you spend the entire fight shooting the tank and not killing them, you are throwing the game. That goes for every rank. Because during all that time where their tank is creating space against you, he's stopping you from playing the game, right? Because you're just shooting him. The enemy DPS will probably kill your backline. They will kill your supports, right? And I've not actually seen you shoot one of their supports once. I gotta be honest. You have not tried, like, other than that one ult you had? Yeah, there you go. That's what you should look for. And again, that was a miss railgun. If you hit that railgun, you get that kill on the Ana, sorry. But now you're just completely exposed out of position. And honestly, it's actually impressive to me that you live here. This is where you want to go in and look for the pickoffs, which you do, right? But that's super aggressive. Like, you shift in without actually knowing what's behind the corner. And now you're out of cooldowns in their face. Missed the railgun. And here you should just die. It's actually insane. Like, because you're 2v1 and they're just missing you. That's just pretty insane to me. Like, what are they doing? What is this rank? Plat. What is their BAP smoking? Alright, I mean, you died. Definitely not carrying. You're that type of DPS that does like one really good thing the entire game, that gets like player of the game, where you like nano railgun and you kill 5. Then you lose because you did nothing the other 5 or 20 fights. And then you're like,
team, I killed everyone every fight and we still lose. What's happening?
Where is the carry? I have failed to see it. Where's the intro picks? You have railgun. Do something with it. Their Rhine just went out of position. This was actually a perfect timing to actually go in. Like, their Rhine is fighting your Rhine and you have the rail. This is where you make the play. This is where you rail in and shift in left and get a kill. You gotta be confident in your aim if you play something like Sojourn. Instead, you're just really scared because you don't have your tank with you. Make the play. Make the play. See, instead they're making the play. While you, by sheer luck, you found the Ana in their backline. Because you panic shifted away from the tire. Honestly, I would focus... Nice. You got the trade. That was pretty good. They still are pushing the card, you know, so it's not great for your team. So the way you use the E, by the way, on Sojourn, it doesn't slow anymore, right? Back in the day, it used to slow. Now it's just like an area denial tool. When you realize that tank is going to move in and kill your tank, you put it in front of him and stop him from moving in. That's one scenario. Or the other scenario is cut off the tank from the rest of the team. So you put it behind the tank, like right here, for example. And then they can't move in. And the Rhine also cannot back out without taking damage. So far, I feel like you haven't really used the E to great effect. And it's still a really good ability, by the way. Okay, see, that's a pretty decent ult. Pretty decent E. This is 3 kills.
Oh, brother!
Okay. Probably didn't even need that railgun anymore. Like, right here looks really fat. But they probably die either way, right? See, by the time you ult, they're already down 3. That's just a general gameplay awareness thing, right? What do you think to yourself? Masters? If you want to be Masters, you gotta figure that out. I mean, I wanted to go back and look at that amazing E that you just pulled on your bob. The zoning. The cart is lava. You're sitting on cart and you're not taking a proactive play. Who are you gonna shoot from down there? I mean, let's see. Let's see. Who are you gonna shoot?
Robot needs exfil.
You can't even see anyone. See? You're just pushing the cart. And I know this point is really hard to... capture when you're on attack. But... if you already start out in it... The reason they won that fight is because they had the high ground over you. You didn't try to take it away from them, right? At least your Rhine tried to pressure in and contest them. And if you were here and take an off angle, easy kills. You're sitting there and you're hoping that the enemy just runs into you. So far, I don't mind your left click usage, like your normal primary fire. You're pretty good at tracking with it, but your railguns are also missing a lot. I don't want to see your railgun accuracy, but it's definitely not that high. There we go. That's how you win the fight. Okay, good focus fire. I like that you went for the Rhine there. You realized you would die, and you win that one. I don't know. I don't know if it was a good idea to shift into that Rhine there. You realize there is the Rhine. You can look into the top right of your screen and you decide it's a great idea to jump into him melee range. And then you 1 HP. And then you jump down and now you don't have shift to dodge or shatter. And you get punished for it. I mean, to be fair, your Rhine gets shattered too, but who dies first? It's you. This game is over. I'm gonna be very blunt here. I don't know if you went back and watched this yourself when you submitted this replay. You had like one fight you popped off, which was the nano railgun fight. And every other fight, you did mediocre at best. Like, you almost never got an intro. You missed a ton of easy railgun shots. And you didn't make any proactive plays. I was doing the most in the entire team, literally carrying every fight I had to carry or we lose.
So that was a lie.
Hit your railgun shots. Focus on your positioning. Focus on your target fire. Don't shoot the tank over and over. Charge up the railgun on the tank if you want. And then look for a pickoff on the supports. Use your shift to relocate and make proactive plays. Don't just sit on cart and hope the game is magically gonna win itself. If you wanna be proactive and you wanna carry, you need to be proactive. And you can't be passive. And you have played a way too passive Sojourn. Your aim is fine overall, I'd say. Like, work on your railguns a bit, but I don't think that's the main issue. I think you just gotta work on being in the right spot at the right time, taking high ground more, and using shift more proactively. It's not your team. You... fuck. Contestant number 2, Wake. Currently in Plat 2, and he thinks he belongs into Masters. Hey, déjà vu. In my opinion, my aim is very solid. My helixes are good and deserving of at least Masters or Grandmasters. My positioning, I think, is also solid. Maybe Masters level. My ult and comm usage is much higher ranked player as well. I'm not sure what I can do to win, even though I drastically outperform almost everyone in the game. My team just can't kill the enemy tank, and no matter how many times I kill their squishies, we can't win the fight. Alright. Those are big words for a small man, Wake. Sojourn is kind of big in some regards. Yeah, okay. I mean, let's see it. You bapped that first. Unlucky. I would not necessarily start bottom here. That being said, your Jungle Queen did start bottom. Sojourn is a character you want to get the charge and then get the pickoffs on the squishies. And you said you're gonna get squishies in this game, right? So let's see the pickoff on the squishies. You shot... did you even hit the Widowmaker? I think you shot a toe. Widow feet. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Yeah, you get the pickoff on the mate because he's in your spawn. Your team is dead. You could have gotten that kill on the Mercy if you released 20 charge railgun. Still does like what? 60 damage to the head, I think. I don't know the actual number, but it's substantial enough. It does enough. But yeah, I mean, that was a stack and a half. Maybe your Doom can touch. They can touch. You're looking for the Widow. On this distance, you're not gonna win the fight. You need to be more proactive here. This is just a very passive engagement by you. And your team actually carried that. Okay, I mean you get the cleanup, but you really did nothing here. On long distance, if you don't have the railgun fully charged, even if you have the railgun fully charged, the Widow's probably gonna win the duel. I don't know what's with butts in this game. The Widow is gonna win the long range battle with you. So you just want to avoid that. Again, you have shift, you can relocate, right? You can drop down, you can play this corner, you can play cover and look for the easier pickoffs on that team. Instead, you're dueling the Widow. And yeah, while you didn't die to her, I mean, you didn't really do much this fight, right? By the way, fun fact, the E of Sojourn has range. It doesn't go indefinitely. It eventually stops. I don't know what the actual meters is. I think it's like 30 meters. But yeah, that was a wasted E. It does nothing, you know. So you jump down, you get the squishies after the fight is over. Team, I got 2, I carried. No, you didn't do anything. Okay, you're aware of where they should be. Looking for the right targets. I don't know about that E. I would have waited until the Rhine passed through. What you can do is with the E is wait until the Rhine is through and then stop the rest of them from moving in, right? Like if you put it right behind him or on him, then at least the squishies can't run through with him, right? You want to use it as a zoning tool. Charge up the railgun, shift away. This is fine. You're forced to charge. I wouldn't even look for the Rhine here. There's a very low chance you kill him, right? Huh.
Just getting started.
Huh. I mean, that was the worst non-railgun I've ever seen in my life. You have full charge. Look up, kill the Mercy. Or look there, kill the Mei, right? Get the one-shot kill. You're probably not gonna burst the Rhine down. And the Widow is looking right at you. You can even turn around and railgun the Widow. Instead, you know, shoot the Rhine shield more, even though you have full charge. And then you finally swap targets. But here's your next mistake. You already have full charge. When you have ult up, or when you have ult ready, you shoot the full charge that you just acquired, and then you railgun. And that way you have one more shot. It's a small thing, but it would have helped. Instead you railgun right away, miss, hit, miss. Shoot the tank so you act like you did something. I mean, you hit 1 out of those 6-7 shots right out too. This could have very easily turned around and you could have very easily lost the fight and it was 100% on you. Another small tip for railgun is you don't have to wait until it's full charge. Right there, what you can do is shoot right away again. What you see Sojourns do, especially on very high level, very fast, when they realize someone is low, like this guy, they just spam it. Just go pew pew pew, and you're probably gonna hit one of them, right? You have like 3 more shots. Instead of waiting with the charge, just spam it and try to get the kill earlier. He's 1 HP, right? He's gonna die to it. I mean, so far your team has been holding it down, I gotta be honest. Yeah, well, the one person that can kill you again, right? The one person you want to look for, you just ignore. And you even see, and you still just play completely in the open. Look at you. Yeah, and then you wonder why you die, and you die first. What the hell? I'm kinda spicy today, but like you're going, my aim is very solid, my helixes are good. Also, you said you were playing soldier this game, so I presume you're gonna go for a soldier swap later? Deserving of at least masters or GM. Like you're saying you're amazing, but you're not. You suck. Is this amazing aim? You die first again. Look at this! You miss. She's purple anti-1. You see her, right? She's behind the card, 1 HP. You charge up the railgun on the Orisa, which I don't mind. And now look. Freest kill of my life. Let me shoot the Orisa. Instead of the 1 HP Mercy. And then you're like, oh, the Mercy was 1. And then you don't realize the fire dives you and you die. Okay, soldier swap. It's time, boys. Hey, at least we run a good skin. Doable. Wow, good pickoff on the Farah there. That was all you. So you AFK'd there for a second. If you didn't AFK, you would have been able to use that cubic gold really well. You come in late, doesn't matter. Your team is lifting you. Okay. I mean, you're providing cover fire. You know, you're dealing at least 1 damage to all of them, so you make sure you get the limbs. A true DPS mindset. Guys, I got golden limbs. I'm carrying. Your second DPS has killed the Farah twice now after swapping. You play super far forward for no reason. Almost die for it. Now you run out and now you don't have high ground. Good pickup on the Pharah. I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade. You run away more, even though it's not actually that scary. You could definitely take the fight here, but you're too scared to fight a Mei 1v1, apparently. The reason this fight started off so bad for you is because you were in their spawn. So by the time they were in, you barely lived and you had to play low ground, right? Imagine you would use the good things. Any high ground. Free kill on the Zen, right? Or free kill on the Mercy. Visor, get the kill on the Zen. We take it. 2 kills. Good job. You got cleansed. But you're staying alive. Okay. You still refuse to take high ground. And you definitely want to contest the Widow here. Again, same syndrome as on you had on point 1. Where the one person that can actually kill you, don't look at. And if he was good, and if he had good aim, he would have killed you by now. But you finally look at him. So now he's forced out. Okay, decent tracking. Good pickup on the Mercy though. Solid tracking. Good rocket. And you still are sitting. You like that Cassidy, like way back that we reviewed, that only plays low ground. Your entire team is on height. All of them are very smart. 120 IQ, 130 IQ. Doomfist, I don't know. I mean, his head is pretty small, but he's pretty smart too. They're high ground. And you're the dumbass. Do you think they'll just run into you and not shoot you? 1v5? Like, what do you think is gonna happen here? No. Like, bro, you're not real! That's literally the only outcome. Whoops. You say GM? I'm sorry. Calm down, Metro. It's fine. It's okay. Your team just carried after you fed first. Again. You're actually making me... You're pissing me off, actually. I hope you lose this. You deserve to lose. And now they take the high ground above you. Because you're on low ground. And it works because the Pharah is dumb and flies into you. Wow. I mean, let's hope you do better on attack. Because so far, you were the worst player on your team. Kill the turret. You know they have an Ashe. That's your #1 target. Or the Torb, right? And you... Yeah. I mean, with a bit better tracking, you probably get that kill here. You're in front of your tank. Against 5 people. Instead of using high ground. I would die there too. With an aimbot. Now back to low ground, guys. Don't touch the high ground, it's scary. Maybe you like that Pharah from the last round review we've done. That was too scared to fly. Maybe you just have the fear of heights. It happens. I mean, this should be a free fire. That window is kind of scary. Again, you almost die because you're out of position and you run. Do you realize what you're doing? So you almost die and then you decide it's a great idea to run back into their face without cover in a window. If they have any aim, they kill you here in one shot. You're lucky they just didn't hit you. Off angles is what you want to take on Soldier, right? Off angles. High ground. You actually don't understand the concept of cover, I feel like. Rambo is back. Rambo dies because Rambo died to a Bob. We have like, what, like 12, 13 of these out now? I did not have a lot of people where I felt like they deserve a way lower rank. You might be a first. Okay, you finally take high ground for once. You have Visor. Yo, just wait until your team is back and wait out that window. And yeah. Or don't and die. Rambo is gonna kill Orisa 1v1. I'm Rambo. I'm in front of my tank. But again, like, if you only shoot the tank, there's no value for you to be had. And yeah. Hey, honestly, that was decent movement by you. At least you traded 2-for-1, even though you still somehow ended up feeding. You're just one of those Kovacs Andys. I feel like. That spend like 99% of the time in Kovacs and they play like 1 game a week. And they're like, my tracking is amazing, how do I lose? I guess in Kovacs, you know, the orbs that move around, they don't shoot back. That's the issue with Overwatch, right? Like, there's players against you that also have movement. And they just win by out-positioning. The funny thing is, if you were ever in a position that was not the front line, you would just win this game with your aim. I feel like at this point I'm getting trolled. You front line and only shoot the tank. You haven't even killed a squishy on attack yet. how do I say this in a nice way? If you sit in the middle of the open the entire game, even if you have an actual aimbot, it doesn't matter. Because you're just always dead. Usually I say you don't deserve Masters or GM. You suck, get better. You don't even deserve Plat. You need to be back in Bronze. Your aim is better than Plat. That's the funny thing. And I think you're the perfect example of a player that has amazing aim and doesn't do anything with it because they have no clue about any other aspect of the game. I'm sorry this was harsh, but the way you were talking in your submission, you suck. Get better. It's not your team. Until next time, see you guys. Bye bye.